Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Bradley J. Show. Today we're going to talk about pets, in particular, the Scituate Animal Shelter. And we have a representative of the Scituate Animal Shelter, Amanda Eddie Baker. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Well, I really, try to use this to help out when I can, and especially with animals and pets, dogs, cats, other pets. They need all the help they can get. They depend on us, and they give so much. So here we are. So, Amanda, what is it that you do for Scituate Animal Shelter?
So I'm the director of programs and operations. So I kind of manage the shelter in general, and I do all the intakes and all the adoptions here. So manage a team of people who help run the shelter, the day-to-day stuff, and then how the animals come and go.
Okay. And as you can see on the screen, that's how you reach Scituate Animal Shelter. Go to their website, and there's contact information and other information there. You can do that at any time. If you've ever owned a pet, and you know how much you love them, and maybe they passed, and you were hesitant to get another one, but it's really cool to get another one. To tell you the truth, I've certainly done it. It's a big help. They depend on you, and if you're a good pet owner, they really need you. So there's that. So tell me about the shelter.
So we are a 501(c)(3) animal shelter, so a nonprofit. We do not receive any state or federal funding. So all of our funding comes from, donations and grants and things like that. So we really rely on the community around us to help us keep things running. We have a small staff, a lot of volunteers, about 400 volunteers right now that really help with the animal care because obviously we can't provide that all ourselves, but we really rely on donations to keep the shelter running. We pride ourselves on taking in seniors and special needs pets that obviously come with a hefty medical bill often because older pets just need more in general.
Right. One benefit of the older pet is they're not gonna, they're not gonna be so rambunctious. They're not gonna tear stuff up. They're not gonna run around. They're a lot of times lower maintenance. I mean, in some ways, yes, higher medical maybe, or higher medical maybe closer, but as far as training, potty training, all that stuff, it's probably taken care of already. And
Yeah,
they're
it's
gonna
really nice.
they're
You
gonna
know
be a
what?
lot more mellow. If you're a person that doesn't have a lot of mobility, you can't chase a pet around, then a mature pet might be the solution for you. And anything else about the shelter? Where is it located, and how did it come about?
So we're in Situate, Massachusetts, which is about 40 minutes south of Boston. So it's a beautiful area. We're really lucky. We do have a beautiful shelter. We're really proud of it. So the shelter's been around for 30 years. This building we're in is about 12 years old, so it's pretty new. We just did renovations about 2 years ago to upgrade the kennels, the painting, the flooring. So it is a lovely shelter. We're not a home, and we know that, but we're able to give the dogs all indoor outdoor runs. So on nice days, they can go in and out all day long. And again, we have about 400 volunteers, so the animals are really getting a ton of care throughout the day, every day.
How many animals do you have?
Right now we have 16 dogs, and we're pretty low on cats. So in this shelter, we only have about 5 cats, but we do have a lot of kittens and foster still this year. So
And do
we
you have other pets too, or just dogs and cats?
So right now, just dogs and cats, but we've done it all. We've had a pig, we've had ducks, we do hamsters and guinea pigs, hedgehogs, bearded dragons, tortoises. So we're open to a lot of different pets here.
Ducks are interesting. Are ducks cool? What are the
Ducks
pros
are
and
messy. We
ducks are
found out
ducks
when
are messy?
when we had a duck last year that they're very messy creatures. It was a domesticated duck. We took it in from a local animal control, and he's living a really great life actually in Situate on like a small homestead farm.
Yeah,
So
if you get a farm, that's perfect.
yeah, because yeah, their pool of water can be pretty gross fast. So we
Right,
did learn that.
right. Okay. And how can people help Situate Animal Shelter?
So there's lots of different ways. So there's obviously monetary, which is hugely appreciated. We have a wish list on our website of just goods we need all the time. So we're always looking for simple things like paper towels and trash bags. As you can imagine, it's pretty messy here. We always can use like bath towels or old pool towels are super helpful. Dog toys and treats, cat toys and treats, that stuff. And then volunteering is a huge way to help. that doesn't require any monetary donations, but just your time. So 2 hours a week goes a long way in helping keep the shelter clean and getting the animals the care they need.
That's cool. What do volunteers do?
So it's mostly dog and cat volunteers. So the dog walkers come 3 times a day for 2-hour shifts, and they just get the dogs out of their kennels because they are in their kennels a lot. It's a shelter, but
So
getting
not the same dog walker 3 times a day. A dog
no,
walker.
yeah. So we have about 6 people in every shift.
Okay,
So 6 people are in 3 times a day.
that's cool. And how many dogs does each one walk each time? Like four. How does it work?
It depends. So it depends on how many people and how many dogs. So sometimes we're low on dogs. We only have 4 here, and there's 5 people. So someone's cleaning, and then the dogs are really out for 2 hours. You get your 1 dog for 2 hours. Right now we have a lot of dogs. So if all 6 people are here, you get 2 or 3 dogs. You're able to get out for as long as possible.
And when you walk them, what kind of environment is it that you're walking in?
So again, we're really lucky. We have like really beautiful grounds here. So we have 3 fenced-in pens. So if it's an active dog who wants to play fetch, we have a good areas to play in. And then we do have walking trails and woods across the street. So you can really get them off property too. And into some, there's a neighborhood and then some woods to go into. So it's really nice.
What kind of dogs do you see most? That's just curiosity. Like, what are the numbers? Do you see a lot of dachshunds? Do you see a lot of?
I wish. Pitty mixes, that's for sure what we see the most of. A lot of dogs are mixed with pit bulls. So we do see that's probably the most common dog. But we really get all different dogs. Right now we really have a huge range. We have 3 Cane Corsos that were part of a hoarding case this summer. So there are 21. There are 3 left available for adoption. They're amazing dogs. They're intimidating. They're big, black, and have cropped ears, but the sweetest dogs we've ever met. We have a few puppies that are here. We have an American Eskimo, which is actually pretty odd to see in a shelter. So right now we have a big variety.
So you have pitty mixes first. Tell me about how they are. What are the hesitations people have about pit bulls justified?
No, I mean, I've only been bit by a Chihuahua. So I would
Okay.
say you should be wary of the little ones. Any dog can bite. We're very upfront. Anything with teeth can bite you. That's for sure. But we do a really big evaluation here on all our dogs. So we're exposing them to a lot and we're testing them with a lot. So we're really honest with our placements because we want people to feel comfortable when they come in. So I would say most of our pitty mixes are super friendly. They're going to be friendly with other dogs. They're usually maybe a little higher energy, so they need some exercise. But for the most part, they're just friendly, regular dogs.
How do you match a dog with a person? Do you ask them, hey, do you live in a small apartment on the 3rd floor, or do you have a big area? And so, if a person has a big area, you would give them a more active dog, or you would steer them that way. Is that how that works?
Yeah, so we are pretty open adoption. So we're not looking for fenced-in yards. We're not looking to own a home, but we do want to make a good match. So right now we have a 10-month-old yellow lab who is high energy. He's kind of a pain. So we just wouldn't place him in an apartment because that's not fair to people either, because they're going to be real sorry if this dog's in a small space and can't get exercise. So we are looking for a best fit. So there are some small dogs who are barkers, and we say they're not good for apartment living because your neighbors are going to be mad at you. So
Yeah.
we look for those types of things, lots of yes or no questions, just to see if it's a good match, and not to eliminate you, but just to make sure we're making a good fit for you and the dog.
Right. So you keep an eye on the dog, and you understand and document their behavior so people can see. I mean,
Yes.
you can't come in and understand the whole behavior pattern, so you have it written down.
Yes. Yep.
How long have you been doing it, and how did you get into it?
So I've been an employee for 8 years. I started volunteering about 3 years before that. So I've been at this shelter for about 11 between volunteering and working here. So I started as a volunteer just to get more involved. I've always loved animals. And then they were hiring and I was lucky enough to be hired. So I always feel super lucky to be here.
Are there any dog shelters up here in Boston?
Yep. So there's the MSPCA and the Animal Rescue.
Oh, yeah.
Both in Boston.
So Angel Memorial. I'm sure they take volunteers. Do they walk dogs and stuff there?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they have similar programs to we. They do great work. They're bigger. They take in more challenging animals, but they are wonderful organizations.
That's interesting. I live right near there. Maybe I'll volunteer.
You should.
Actually.
You should. Yeah.
I wonder where they walk dogs because it's a kind of an urban environment, just around the parking lot.
I'm not sure. I'm not
I'll
sure.
ask 'em.
Yeah, but they definitely do need volunteers.
Okay, 501c. Does that mean any donation is tax deductible? How does that work?
It does. Yep. So we are a certified nonprofit. So anything you donate, you can write off in your taxes.
Cool. I would advise everyone to donate $1,000.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But I'm sure that $50 would be a super help.
5 to 50 to 1,000. It's all appreciated.
Okay. Now tell me about Freddie. The
Oh, so-
story of Freddie the dog.
So Freddie came in about a year and a half ago. He was transferred from another shelter after being surrendered there. And he was pretty decrepit. He was this old, blind poodle. He didn't look like much. He just looked kind of sad. That's our favorite, honestly. we love that look. We love these senior dogs. He went to a foster with one of our amazing volunteers and her husband, who they have another senior dog. And Freddie has aged backwards. Just with love and care. He is running the beach. He is still blind, obviously, that did not get fixed. But every time I see Freddie, he looks younger. So he is living just an amazing life. And you can just tell that care and love really just kind of gave him a new zest. And he goes everywhere with his parents. He's a really lucky dog who just, nothing was wrong with him when he came in, nothing medically, but he just needed care, really basic care. And he's getting that. And it's pretty amazing to see.
You're choking me up.
Yeah.
That must be rewarding for the people who take Freddie.
That's the best part. That's the best part for sure. And it's hard owning a senior pet because you have limited time with them and you go in knowing that. But just to see these animals just so loved and cared for when they kind of need it the most is the best part of our job for sure.
But you're really making a difference in the world when you do that.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
And once again, how can folks help out?
So on our website, you can see our wish list, everything we're looking for. Again, monetary donations are always appreciated, but just your time. So volunteering for any animal shelter in your area is huge.
Folks, if you see this, please share it. You can do the dogs and me and Amanda a favor by sharing this with all your friends. It's easy to share. You hit the share button. And you can even share it if you really wanted to go nuts. You could share it to your town group on Facebook. I don't know if you've joined your town group. A lot of people have. Share it, especially if you're near the Scituate Animal Shelter. But even so, any town has an animal shelter nearby, and you might motivate somebody. Final question, Amanda. I mentioned dachshunds, and you said, I wish. Why is that? Do you like them?
Oh, yeah, they're just cute. They get adopted fast. I mean, they're stubborn. You got to know what you're getting into with the dachshund. But if you see my sweatshirt, it says, I like old dogs.
Yeah.
So little old dogs are my thing. And dachshunds, they're adorable. You can't not love a dachshund when you see them.
The reason I asked is because at one point we had 4. And we live in a small 3rd floor apartment in the city. So, that was challenging but rewarding. And now we just have one named Molly. But big fan of dachshunds. Appreciate it. Am I missing anything, Amanda?
No, again, if you can't volunteer with us, there's lots of rescues that are foster based, so they can always use foster homes too. So however you can help, you're saving a pet's life.
Oh yeah. How does it work, to the 501c? If you do donate, you get some sort of documentation to give for taxes purposes. How does that work?
So I'm definitely not the tax gal here, but if you come in and donate, we'll give you a receipt. And then if you do it online, you do get acknowledgement that you donated that I believe you can submit with.
And that is some sort of documentation that you are indeed a qualified 501c thing. So
yep,
just
definitely.
Include that in your taxes. I really appreciate what you do there, big time. And, you might have motivated me to volunteer at Angel Memorial. We'll see.
You might find another dachshund. Who knows?
Oh, I know. We kind of like one at a time now.
Yeah.
But Molly is a sweetheart. And she's the easiest of all of them. The others were they all had were kind of quirky, but she's like super easy maintenance. Yeah, so Amanda Eddy Baker, I really appreciate you again, you and what you do and what the Scituate Animal Shelter does. It's scituateanimalshelter.org. Good chance. A lot of people want to do good, and this is a good way. You'll feel good about yourself. That's it. Thank you so much. And everybody, as I mentioned, share it. Share this. It's easy. Just hit share. It's the least you can do for the animals. I'll say goodbye now, and all the best, and thank you again. We're not going to be live anymore, but I'll just say goodbye off air.
Perfect.
So we'll be done being live in like 5